Have you ever imagined what it feels like to stand on the biggest stage in the world, in front of tens of thousands of people screaming your name, yet in your heart you feel like you're just in your own living room, laughing with your best friend? That is the question that has never been answered from the most magnificent stage this year. And today, that answer has finally leaked. If you thought the world tour life of a superstar like Bruno Mars was about pressure, crazy schedules, endless exhaustion, and suffocating demands, then you better prepare to be shocked. Because his closest person, his soul brother in music, Anderson.Paak, has just exposed everything. In an honest and deeply emotional confession, he said something we never expected about the Romantic Tour 2026. He didn't call it a job. He didn't call it the hardest tour. He called it with one word that made the entire music industry fall silent: luxury. Stay with me until the end, because in this video, I will not only tell you what Anderson.Paak said, I will take you deeper inside, into the dressing room, into that luxurious catering, into those huge hotel rooms, into the moment where these two best friends can truly enjoy music without the weight of the world. I will show you why this tour is not just a concert, but proof that true friendship can still survive in the middle of the cruelest industry in the world. And by the end of this, you will understand why this moment is the happiest moment in Anderson.Paak's life, and why this is Bruno Mars' biggest sacrifice and love for his best friend. Picture this. The stadium lights go out. The screams of 70,000 people at Soldier Field in Chicago roar like an earthquake. In the middle of that darkness, a man with his signature wig, DJP, Anderson.Paak's alter ego, walks onto the stage to open the night. He is not just an opener. He is family. And a few hours later, when Bruno Mars performs Leave the Door Open, that figure returns, not as a DJ, but as a brother. This is the Romantic Tour. The tour that Bruno Mars announced as the return of the Prince of Pop to the stadium stage. The tour that carries the name of his mysterious new album, The Romantic. And what shocked everyone is, on every single date of that tour, there is one name that is always there. Anderson.Paak as DJP. Many have wondered, why? Why, after the legendary success of An Evening with Silk Sonic in Las Vegas in 2022, do they have to come back with a different format? The answer is not in the contract. The answer is in the heart. In his latest interview with People magazine, and also when sitting down with Complex, Anderson.Paak could no longer hide his happiness. His face, which is usually full of cool style, this time looked so sincere, so relieved. He said with a smile he couldn't hold back, "This is cake. This is like a luxury tour, you know? I've been on tours, and it's nothing like being on a stadium tour." Imagine a musician who has been through tough world tours, who has tasted the bitter and sweet of being a drummer, a rapper, a singer, a father, a fighter, saying that this tour is cake, is something sweet and easy. It is a luxury. What makes a physically exhausting stadium tour feel like a luxury? Anderson.Paak continued his sentence, which then went viral among fans all over the world. He said, with the good catering, the huge rooms, thousands of people, and I'm getting to play fun music. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But for a true artist, that is everything. Let's break it down one by one, because behind those simple words, there is a very deep wound and longing. For years, Anderson.Paak has been known as a hard worker who never stops. His previous tours were club tours, theater tours, tours where he had to take care of everything himself, from soundcheck to sleeping in a cramped bus. He knows what it's like to struggle. And then came Bruno Mars. Bruno, who we all know is a perfectionist, a genius obsessed with the smallest details, from the sound of a hi-hat to the shine of his shoes. Many thought working with Bruno must be full of pressure, must be very stressful. But it's the exact opposite. This is the miracle of their friendship. Bruno Mars didn't build a tour. He built a home for his best friend. When Anderson.Paak talks about good catering, he's not talking about expensive food. He's talking about being appreciated. He's talking about how Bruno made sure that his best friend, the person he fought alongside since 2021 as Silk Sonic, gets the very best. No more fast food backstage. What exists is the feeling of being respected as a legend. When he talks about huge rooms, he's not bragging about 5-star hotel suites. He's talking about room to breathe. After years of living under industry pressure, finally there is room to be himself, to laugh, to be a father who can call his son, Sol Rashid, peacefully before going on stage. That is a luxury that money cannot buy. And this is the most heart-touching part, the part that made thousands of female fans around the world cry in the comments section. Anderson.Paak said he feels free when performing with Bruno. A musician at their level, with cameras everywhere, with the expectations of millions of people, how can he feel free? The answer is trust. Absolute trust. On the stage of the romantic tour, there is no such thing as Anderson.Paak having to prove something. There is no such thing as Bruno Mars having to be greater than anyone else. There is only two best friends playing music, enjoying every note, every drum beat, like two little kids who first met in a small studio and dreamed of conquering the world. Remember again that night in Las Vegas, an evening with Silk Sonic. Many music observers said that was the peak of their careers. Their friendship is something very rare in Hollywood. In an industry where friendships often end because of money and ego, Bruno and Anderson are getting even tighter. They are not just co-workers, they are brothers. When Bruno joked on stage on the opening night of the tour in Las Vegas that he was finally debt-free after the gambling debt rumors that hit him, who was standing next to him and laughing the loudest at that joke? Anderson.Paak, that moment, watched millions of times on TikTok, shows how comfortable they are with each other. They can tease each other, support each other, without fear of being judged. And that is the real luxury. Not the stadium stage. Not the lights. But having someone who makes the biggest stage in the world feel like the safest living room. So when Anderson.Paak says that touring with Bruno Mars feels like a luxury because of the relaxed work atmosphere full of freedom, he is giving us the most valuable life lesson. That true success is not about how big your stage is, but about who stands beside you on that stage. That a true artist's happiness is not about the applause of thousands, but about being able to truly enjoy music without pressure, because you know your best friend has your back. Before we part in this part 1, I want to hear from your deepest heart. In your opinion, what is the true meaning of the word luxury that Anderson.Paak said? Is it about luxurious facilities, or about the luxury of having a true best friend like Bruno Mars in an industry this harsh? What do you think about the sacrifice and love of friendship shown by Bruno Mars and Anderson.Paak? Does their friendship make you believe again that sincerity still exists in the entertainment world? Write your feelings in the comment column below. I will read them one by one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you will be the first to know when part 2, which is far more emotional and full of secrets, airs. Because in part 2, we will cry together. See you.